The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the September 2nd. Fantastic Friday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be, you heard it right, pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And, of course, you know the easiest way to do that. It's to always remember that life happens for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance. And folks, that is the key to life. It's called reframe and elevate. So that's what we're going to do here today at TFNN. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but more importantly, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone, dial on in, 877-927-6648. Now it's not too soon, by the way. Of course, you can reach us internationally, 727-445-1044. So let's go ahead and get this show started on fabulous and fantastic and a long weekend. But it is Fabulous Friday. Hey, this is, of course, the Hotel California. Once you check in, you can't check out. Sponsored by none other than Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes, and welcome to the show. Right now, we've got the Dow. She's up 49 points. S&P's up 6. Composites up 12. They're trading at about 18,468, 2176, and 5239, respectively. The Russell 2000 up 7 points, trading at 1247. Gold is up $8. Silver's up 40 cents. Light sweet crude up $1.18. Leading the charge here to the upside, just because we like to say it, Mercado Libre. It's up $11 and change, nearly 7%. Biogen, BIIB. That is up $7, 2.5%. VeriSign is up $6. To the downside, Lululemon Athletica. Yeah, I've been in that store a few times. Can't find anything that appeals to me, but the women love it. That's for sure. It's down 8.6%, up $6 and change. I'll just still go with my Nike or my Under Armour workout clothing out there versus the Lululemon for men. Regeneron Pharmaceuticals down $5. Ambarella off $5 as well. Now, we've had a number of requests come in, so we're going to go ahead and get to those right out of the chute. And the first one that actually came in was for dust. That came in from Mike up in Boston. I believe that was earlier this morning. But then Duffy asked if we would take a look at, he's in the den, if we would go ahead and take a look at gold and oil, please. So we're going to do, we can knock off two birds with one stone. So in order to go take a look at the dust trade, what we know, we'll take a look at that too, because I think that Duffy also wanted to look at GDX as well. In order to take a look at dust, we got to look at GDX. In order to look at any of those, we really want to understand what's going on inside the metals environment, such as gold. So we're going to knock all these off at one time. So if we take a look at the move today that we've seen in gold, so far, all that it has been is a test of resistance. We talked about this yesterday. We had a caller that was looking to maybe get back into the long positions inside of the GDX, inside of the miners out there. And she was looking for a kind of an intermediate term trade. And I said, okay, well, if that's the case, then you need gold to prove itself to you. And by proving itself, we need to see its price oscillator turned up. In order to do that, in the case of gold, it needs to close above, and I'll give you the exact number right now, 1333.60. If gold closes above that, then where the targets become the next set of swing points in the 1363 to 1373 to 1377 type area. But it also could be A to B equals CD to the upside, because this is the first Gartley buy pattern that we have had inside of gold, certainly since the lows down here in May of 2016. So, so far it's been nothing more than really just a nice little counter trend rally to go test a level of resistance. What does that mean? That means we know where the sellers are camped out. That's why if gold can overtake that line, then it tells you it's got some nice strength out there. It has not done that. What does that then say for the dust trade? Well, those that were watching the 1333 level that really wanted to get in on dust like Mike did knew that that was the place to go ahead and fire away. Now, we haven't looked at dust, but at least with regard to the directional correlation that gold has and the miners, that really would become a key level to be watching. Now, I will say to Mike, if you were to see gold close above that level at the end of the day, don't hold it. It's just not worth it. Don't go into the long holiday weekend, which, by the way, it's only a holiday for us out here for Labor Day. So this market is going to be trading internationally. Don't do it out here. If it stays below 1333.60, that you can go ahead and stay in on that trade. So that's element number one. Element number two, and let's go take a look at silver. Earlier, we had a conflicting message. I think we still do, but I'm going to put the continuous contract up on my screen out here. And as we take a look at silver, I do believe that it is trading, when I say it, silver is trading above its oscillator and change line, which is at $19.11. So if you were looking to be in the silver equities at this stage here, you've got a nice confirming message to the upside as long as this closes above 19.11. Now, with regard to DUST specifically, and we'll just look at the same chart out here. Of course, we were going to, but then that doesn't look right. Oh, was there a reverse split on this? Is that the deal? Let me see if I can get this. I'll go to the other system. May have to do that. So it looks to me like, So it looks to me like there was a reverse split out here. So the number, Mike, that you want to be looking at, another number with regard to dust specifically, I would say is you do not want this thing closing below 3101. Price is trading above its oscillator and change line as we speak right now. And, but 3102, 3101 is a level that you want to, at least have a stop. You at least want to stop out of the trade on that. Now, we're going to put up the other chart. Let me put up the GDX. No, we'll go over and take a look at some profiles. So I can give that both to Duffy and to you and to Mike out there. If we take a look at the GDX at this stage of the game here. The GDX, a little bit different message than dust. And I will say this, Mike, with regard to dust, I would rather rely upon the numbers inside the GDX. Inside the GDX, it has not gotten above its oscillator and change line, which is priced at 27.84. That's really what you need to see. Now, in the case of Mike, he's in dust, which I believe is the short for the miners out here. So what he's going to be wanting to watch is he's going to be wanting to watch a price point of 27.84. If the GDX hits that, backs down off of that, that's what you want to see, right? But if the GDX hits it and continues higher, you do not want to be inside that dust trade, because that'll tell us that its price oscillator has turned up and that it's going to start heading towards probably the $31-ish area. So let's take a look at those charts. But we're going to go ahead and give you guys some market profiles as well. Then we'll go ahead and we will take a look at the USO, the oil trade. But let's go ahead and put those market profiles for each of you that might be inside these trades, so you've got some additional levels of support and resistance. But it looks like we're going to have to do that when we get back from this break. But inside the dust trade, it says, hey, as long as you stay above 33.05, you're in pretty good shape. You're at 33.89 right now. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. We're going to finish off taking a look at Dust, the GDX, and then we'll go switch over to the USO. So in the case of Dust out here, what we have here is we have our TAS daily and weekly profiles. The green lines are the weekly. And we can see that the price thus far is above the weekly profile level of 33.05. As long as it stays above that, the message would be, okay, it's okay to be long Dust out there. But really, Mike, you should be more focused on what's going on with regard to the GDX. So we're going to put that up here, as well as what's going on inside of both gold and silver. And right now you've got a little bit of a conflicting message out here. With regard to market profiles inside the GDX, you've got resistance on any move higher at about 28.18. That is the bottom of the weekly box out there. And so that is probably where it's headed. Now, what we might really see going on inside of the GDX is it was trading in a very, very nice, I do mean very nice, rising price channel out here. That price channel was broken with conviction, both volume and a wide-ranging bar on August the 24th. Now, price, when you break a trend line, oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes, and I wish I could tell you what that equated to oftentimes, but a significant number of times, you will see price try to get back inside of that trend. It liked that trend. And so the trend is its friend, and we'll find out whether the trend is its friend. You know, is this a real break? And what I mean by that is that price ought to try to get back inside that trend. So you want to have that rising price channel on your charts out there and identify the day when price tries to get up there. If it tries to get back up to that level, if in fact gets back inside there, then it was a false break to the downside. That would be how you would read the message. Now, with regard to USO, that is the ETF for oil out here. So we're going to go to that first, then we'll go actually take a look at the oil contract. We can see that you've got a nice little bullish reversal signal candle-wise today inside USO, but you and I, we're not going to pay attention to those candle signals inside the ETF because we know it's the underlying instrument that is more important to us. So with regard to USO, if Duffy, you're looking, if you are long, looking to get long out here, do we have a pattern that has completed? Yeah, we've got an A to B equals CD to the downside. I can show you that inside the USO. Then we'll go take a look at oil. Here you can see, and I'm painting on my screen, the A to B equals CD to the downside. You had a 1 to 2, A to B equals CD to the downside. Today's candle, by the way, from a bullish standpoint, is referred to as a bull separating line. It is strong. It is strong like bull. However, because it's just really catching up to the underlying instrument, it would only be really strong like bull if this was an individual equity out here. Nonetheless, it is what it is. It formed a 1 to 2 A to B equals CD to the downside. You've confirmed that with the bullish reversal signal. That says that the USO ought to try to get up to the price point of 1047. If you get to 1047, 1077 is next, and then 1138 would become the numbers. However, what you and I want to really look at is what's going on inside of the current contract for light sweet crude. And here what we will see is that we really don't have a reversal candle. So unlike the USO where we do, here we don't. Here's what we know about the current contract, the October contract for light sweet crude. It has made a 0.618 retracement. It has made an A to B equals CD to the downside. That looks like this. But remember, we use this as a measurement tool. We don't use this as a tool where we just simply buy that D point blindly, not blindfold, but blindly out here. We look for some type of reversal. Do we have it today? The answer is absolutely positively not. It's a green candle. That just means, hey, it's trading above where it opened. But this is actually an inside day out here. So we don't have a strong message that this is where we're going to see a turn inside of light sweet crude out there. So I hope that that helps you out, Duffy, and anyone else that wanted to take a look at those equity at the ETFs out there, as well as the underlying instruments. Now, there were some additional questions that came in as well from TKC. He or she, because I don't know which it is. So to TKC is what I should say. We want to take a look at EWJ. And Steve can review EWJ from a long perspective. I will assume that that doesn't mean long term, although it could be. I don't know why I would assume that. But from long, meaning getting long. Now, here's the problem with this. I'm not that familiar with the EWJ. TKC, maybe you can give me a little bit of help here, or we can try. Does this really try to track what? Does this try to track the Nikkei? Does this try to track some other index in Japan? It is the MSCI Japan ETF out here. And so with regard to being long, if we just paid attention to this, we just simply didn't look at whatever the underlying instrument would be, and we'll give you the read from this. This says, hey, it's in bullish mode. What do I mean by that? I mean that with regard to resistance levels of its TAS market profiles, you're above daily and you're above weekly. So it doesn't get any better than that. Then you got to figure out, okay, well, where is price headed to? I always say, take a look at the most recent swing point, or the swing point that it's going against. That says this is trading right now at 1245. 1265 becomes your line of demarcation out there. I don't want to really pay attention to these gaps because of the currency and the indice aspect, where this is playing catch up to what has actually transpired previously. So the gaps inside the EWJ are just there for your visual pleasure, not for any kind of technical prowess out there. So you're just simply going to ignore them. In this case here, all we can really do is take a look at the previous swing points, A to B equals CD patterns, things like that, maybe wave counts and so forth. I've got another chart out here. I'm putting something up just to see if there's anything out here, TK or TKC, as your friends call you. See if there's anything else that shows up here. And there's really nothing, so I'm not going to put anything out there. Not going to put something on the screen just to waste your time. On a longer-term perspective, let me put this out here. And maybe what I can do is take a look at this. Well, let me just see if I do this here. Let me say new partner link, not that this is a partner. This is the EWJ. Maybe this will just tell me just a little bit. Let's see if it does. So this tells me that the top 10 holdings are Toyota, then Mitsubishi, SoftBank, Kitty Corp, and I mean KDDI. That's a telephone company. Not really called Kitty, I guess, but Honda, Sumitomo Mitsubishi, maybe, Japan Tobacco, Mizuho Financial, Sony, and NTT. NTT is also is the phone company out there. So that's what it is. Those top 10 holdings represent, there's 308 holdings within inside this. Top 10 holdings represent 21%. And I would say, TKC, if you're really trading this, I would try to figure out what each of those 10 equities are doing That's going to take care of the 80-20 rule. It's going to take care of the 20 portion of the 80-20 rule out there, just to give yourself a better feel for what this thing is doing. Again, I don't know if it's really the Nikkei or it's just some other indice out here. So I hope that assists you with regard to TKC or to the EWJ. That seems to be about the best that I can do out here. So let's see what other requests came in. I want to make sure that we get to those. Hey, Steve, thank God it's Friday. I was going to go try to do the ticker symbol TGIF. Let's go see if there is such a, and if it's not, why isn't? Why doesn't somebody have TGIF? I guess Friday's, the restaurant chain, is not public, huh? I don't know whether it is or isn't, but man, that's a great symbol, TGIF. Thank God it is Friday, huh? Friday afternoon. This is Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back, folks.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back. The EWJ, folks, it's the iShares Japan ETF is an exchange-traded fund launched by BlackRock, Inc. The fund is managed by BlackRock. Well, that makes sense. It invests in the public equity markets of Japan. Fund seeks to invest in stocks of companies operating across diversified sectors. So, yeah, if you're going to trade an ETF like that, make sure you know what the holdings are and go spend time taking a look at the individual holdings and see what they're doing, see what those patterns are. Otherwise, my advice is, hey, don't trade it. Go find something else to trade, because the underlying what is underlying that ETF is just so very important with regard to what you're going to do. Now, as somebody asked me here to look at the Shanghai. So let's go do that. I say I've got the Shanghai, and I've got you can't bore me. You just can't bore me. To look at the yen as well. So let's go look at both. Let's take a look at the Shanghai, though. Let's start with that one. We're going to look at Stevie's chart here that shows us where the Shanghai is trading in relation to its oscillator unchanged line. Its oscillator unchanged line right now is priced at 32.3618. Closed last night at 32.1104. So what does that mean? It means the price oscillator's turned down. This thing is still in a bearish type mode out here, or a retracement mode. I don't want to use bearish from the standpoint that somebody's like thinking like that's it. It's a major top. It's in a we'll call it a mode here where sellers are the ones that are in control as we speak right now. Now, as we take a look at this chart here, daily chart, by the way, for the Shanghai, we can see that here on the trading session day of August 17th, you had a nice Tom DeMark sequential count that occurred out there, and with price now trading below its oscillator and change line, this gives us the message that price wants to head lower. Lower would be where? Well, you just check out the swing points out here and go to the August 2nd level. That really becomes your target, or it's just simply a retracement from that low to the high out here in the trading session of August 17th. So I am looking at the Shanghai Frank from Gloucester. Is there anything else that you need information on with regard to the Shanghai? But at this stage here, we've got some nice sell-ish type signals. Now, that would change, Frank, if we saw a close above 32.3707 come Sunday/Monday. That is the Shanghai. Question, would I take a look at the yen? And the answer is, of course I will. Let's go take a look at the yen futures. I'm going to put up the continuous contract right now. And what this shows us here is the yen futures. So it's interesting because we know how this correlates to gold. We've got this pushing lows, but yesterday's count from a Tom DeMark special was the setup. Oftentimes, when you get to 9 consecutive closes that are each candle before 4 bars earlier than that, and so yesterday happened to be that 9th consecutive close lower than 4 bars earlier, and oftentimes that can be a place where price reverses. You say, prove that to me, Steve. Okay, just look at the last time you got a TD setup out here, and that happened to be on July 21st. Now, July 21st, you had a nice bullish engulfing candle, which is what you like to see. You like to see the cavalry come in and toot their horns, so to speak, and we don't have that as we speak right now. Then as price moved to the upside, you had another one of those setups that occurred right here on August the 4th, and it really wasn't until price really got below the oscillator and change line. It did get below it for one session, didn't prove it on the next, got below just slightly on August 11th, did not have follow-through, but we did get follow-through right here from August 24th, then the 25th, then the 26th, and so on and so on. So this looks to me like the yen wants to move lower, and then, Danny from Atlanta, that would say that, hey, gold should want to do that too, or we've got some type of divergence that will occur out here. So that takes care of the yen. That takes care of the Shanghai. Have I missed? Let me keep going down the road here. See what else I've got, if anything. Nikkei looks fantastic. Yeah, perhaps it does there, AG. I don't see any other requests out here. So let's go take a look at what are the markets doing, right? Let's go take a look at them. And let's start with let's take a look at the daily contracts out here, equity contracts, the futures contracts, and see what actually has taken place thus far. What's going on between all four of them? Well, the ES Mini, believe it or not, on its move to higher ground earlier, ran right smack dab, right into a resistance level by basically one tick. It trades in quarters out here, right? So you've got the actual TAS market profile, daily high, that's your resistance zone, 2183.50. The actual high, 2183. 0.75. You can't get closer than that. Well, you can. You could have got right to the tick out there. So ran right into a wall of resistance. Prices giving it up. We're back inside that sideways trading range that we have been in for so long that who really cares to count the number of days? And so not much has changed out there with regard to the ES. We're in a trading range. Short-term traders can have a field day as long as they don't get married to their position. Don't get married to the position out here. Don't. This market has been moving sideways for so long. Why would anyone take a position of being majorly short or majorly long at this stage? We're in a sideways trading range. It hasn't broken out of anything. This dude. Yeah, only date your position. And I don't even want to say what might come out of my mouth next there, because they could be just totally misconstrued out here. Just simply make sure that with regard to trading this, get some profits, go ahead and move those stops, book those profits, find a target, use these profiles, do something like this out here. Take a look at those seventh wave patterns. You know, I gave me my prognostication that this market could move higher into October. And the majority of you, I heard you through my earpiece out here, were laughing at me. You weren't laughing this morning when the markets were headed to much higher ground, were you? No, I wasn't laughing either. All I was saying was, you know what, we're still in this sideways trading range out here. We're still in this sideways trading range. You got a nice pattern. You and I talked about it yesterday with regard to the Dow, just simply moving to the downside, getting to that seventh wave, stretching out, you know, where it was moving lower, less relative energy out here. Nice little bounce that we have seen out here. We don't have a sell signal. I think we just know the price run into resistance. It's a frustrating market. Now, look, if we take a look at a weekly chart, let's just do that just for the heck of it out here. And if we look at it, well, here's the Wilshire 5000. Let's just put this up on our screen. Wilshire 5000 has actually moved a little bit higher for the week. It actually came down on a weekly basis this week, tested its oscillator and change line, and moved off of that. It's not a bearish looking scenario for the Wilshire 5000. What does it look like inside the NASDAQ composite out here? If we take a look at the NASDAQ composite, you know, it too is kind of like there's not a whole lot of energy to the upside or downside in this candle session for the week. No different than the last 4 weeks out here, but there's nothing really bearish about the NASDAQ composite. Come on. There's just not. If somebody's telling you that there is, don't smoke what they're smoking out there, because it's just not in the charts out here. If we take a look at the DAX looks pretty good. Now, the DAX has got some resistance with that little dark cloud cover from a couple weeks back, August the 19th out here, but this stock chart doesn't look really that bearish. It just broke a descending trend line quite a while ago. You say, what are you talking about, Steve? What are you talking about, Willis? Well, there's your descending trend line that this thing broke through, so it's broken its trend to the downside out here. You know, it doesn't look bearish. And, hey, let's see if we can squeeze in the Nikkei real quick. As one of our dinners, AG, said that this chart looks really good out here. I don't know. I have to say, AG, this hasn't broken its trend line to the downside. The DAX did, though. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now, you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So somebody apparently from Missouri, they said, show me. He said, when you're talking about, trading in the short term, because we've been in this, it's so important for you and I to look at the market and first understand what is the market doing. What I mean from this perspective, right? It does three things. Either moves higher, moves lower, moves sideways. And it's that move sideways action that you really want to try to identify as early as you possibly can, because those are the levels where, you get chopped up, or you see the market move 100 points in one day. The upside, you think it's all over. We're headed higher. It's moving down 100 points, and you've got to really understand those levels. So just as an example, and look, I just say, just respect the patterns that we share with you out here, specifically the ones that I share with you are A to B equals CD tool, the oscillator unchanged line, the seventh wave, price relative strength. Those are all really important tools to be able to use in helping you to analyze what should you do next. Here's a 10-minute chart for the ES Mini. And if we take a look at the low that was put in here yesterday, this is at what time? At about 11:10 to be exact. We just do our counts, our wave counts on the way up. And what do we have here? Just as this thing had topped out right here at 10 o'clock this morning, that's when you got your confirmation, tops out and does what? That seventh wave to the upside. If it's going to work on a 5-hour chart, for goodness sakes, and a daily chart, here's the 5-hour chart with that was the ES Mini 5-hour chart. I was referring to the Dow never got to a seventh wave inside the ES Mini, but the Dow did, which is arguably has been weaker than the other indices, gets that seventh wave. You got to respect it. You can laugh in its face, but I've learned a long time ago, it's just going to really laugh back at you, and you don't want that to happen. It's really time to, so where are we at today with regard to the markets? We're nowhere different than where we were yesterday and the day before and the day before that and so on and so forth out here. And at some point in time, things are going to break. But right now, just trade or don't trade. Be in the sidelines is okay. If I take a look at what's going on inside of the advanced decline oscillator as we speak at 1:44 in the afternoon, below zero in the New York Stock Exchange. This says it's sellers that are in control. Where are we at inside the NASDAQ composite? Just slightly below zero. Says sellers are in control. Where are we with regard to the Dow? Below zero. Sellers are in control. The S&P 500, a little different story, because what I use for that instead of the advanced decline oscillator reading is where are we at with regard to the VIX index? It's below the 50-day exponential moving average. It says neutral to long is its message. Hey, inside the NASDAQ composite right now, you're trading basically at 52.32.15. 52.31.94 happens to be the 2015 high. So right now it's trading above the breakout level, the 2015 high. It's well above, when I say well above, 51.32 is the 2000 high. There's nothing bearish about the NASDAQ composite. No, for goodness sakes. The Dow is trading above the 2015 high. In fact, yesterday's moved lower, and the day before that, and then a couple days before that, was nothing more than a test of that breakout area out there of the 2015 highs out here. So really in a sideways trading range out here, and you know that's the way that I'm calling it out here. And still on the table is the market may have formed a significant bottom yesterday. That is not off the table. That is not out of the cards. And everybody's going to be looking left, and I'm telling you, Michael Jordan is going to be just simply cruising to the right. So just be careful out here. Let's take a look at a couple of emails that have come in, some requests there, see what they are looking for. So the first one, no name out here, but where would be a good entry point on VXX is the ticker symbol. So I believe that is playing the current contracts for the VIX out here. And I don't know the weighting inside there. Usually it's about 70-30, current contract about 70. And the question is, where is a good entry on VXX? And I'll just say there is no good entry on VXX. I mean, this is a intraday tool extraordinaire out here. And so there's just no way that, and I appreciate the email, I really do, but I don't, I don't know what your holding period on this here. This is just a perfect example. Your holding period's got to be split seconds. It's not days. It's not even hours, especially in a market like this. If we had a trending market, then maybe. This thing has done so many reverse splits that it has vertigo, constant vertigo out here. So many reverse splits that if you take the actual price out here, it takes you back to about $30,790, and right now it's trading at $35 out there. So this thing is basically, it's horrible. It's hey. On a 5-minute basis, I suppose, you could try to find some patterns that are out here, but don't do it. Don't do it. Or wait till we get some kind of real trending market out here. And that is not what we have. We've just proven that we are in a trendless marketplace out there. That's kind of like a flourless chocolate cake, right? Which I bet can still get you plenty fat out there. Just because it doesn't have flour doesn't mean you're not going to get fat. And in a trendless market, you're not going to get fat. You're going to get slaughtered. And I don't want you to get slaughtered. So that's my thoughts on VXX out there. We have another question that says, I think, and I'm just looking through the emails, John wanted to take a look at dust. Well, we took a look at dust, so we're all set there. Next one, Sean is not going into weekend short, but I'm looking at a small position for oil. Okay, so we're all set there. We covered oil. Okay, that looks like I've covered all that. If there's something in the den, go ahead and post that. And I apologize if I know you want VXX, you want an entry point. I just don't see it. I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. Okay, let's go take a look at some of the individual equities, see what they're doing out here. Let's take a look at Mercado Libre. Nice volume day today, 1.1 million shares. Had a big, huge breakout back on August 5th with 1.3 million shares. So let's go see what this thing is doing on a long-term basis out here, because on a short-term basis, Mercado Libre is doing just fine. Boy, on the long-term basis, looks like everybody in this equity is in the money. They are in the money. Where is this thing going to head to? Excellent question. What I would say is what shows up, what I see out here, I'm going to just draw this little rectangular box and say that this is really the consolidation pattern right there. So it was in a consolidation pattern, and it broke out of that consolidation. It's a weekly chart that we're looking at back here right around the trading week that began July 11th. So Mercado Libre, after being in a consolidation from March of 2014 until July of 2016 out here, It has now broken that consolidation. That gives us that measured move approximately up to this level here, which says this is ought to head to about the 208 level, and that is ticker symbol MELI. That is strong like bull. Let's take a look at Biogen, BIIB. Of course, you got the wonderful politicians. They should stick to politics, which basically means just, I won't say it. Yeah, I was going to use that SHUTUP. Six-letter word that begins with an S and ends with a P out there, as opposed to talking about individual companies. In any event, let's go take a look at Biogen. This is a weekly chart here on Biogen. Let's just go see on a weekly basis what in the heck it is doing out here. So, Biogen was in a nice downtrend. It broke through that level with some conviction really at the bottoms back down here June 27th. Right now, for the last 4 weeks, this thing has just really traded sideways as well. So if you were trading Biogen, it's probably heavy weighting inside the IBB. Not a lot of conviction one way or the other behind this movement in that huge downdraft that it's dealing with out there. Big supply line for the week that began July 20th. Right now, we've got the Dow up 34, S&P's up 4.5, composite up 6. We'll be right back.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
It's 2016 and TFNN has a brand new programming lineup to kick things off. Starting January 4th, Swim Lessons by Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade will be airing 5 days a week at noon Eastern Time. Join hosts Scott Connor, Kevin Hinks, and Cindy Faber as they host their daily options program live at noon 5 days a week with no commercials for the entire hour. Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark will be moving their program, Living a Primal Lifestyle, to twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Wake up with Nico and Paige and start your day off right. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour by Nadex will now be live Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Start and end the week with the 3 hosts, Tom O'Brien, Tommy O'Brien, and Daryl Martin, as they break down the world of trading binary options and spreads. For all the details on the new 2016 programming lineup, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Join David Dwight as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 34, S&P is up 4, NASDAQ Composite up 7, Russell 2000 is up by 6 points. The question that came in said, what is going to set this market free? I don't know. It certainly isn't Jobs Friday that's setting it free to the upside or the downside. It certainly wasn't the Fed minutes this past week that set the market to the upside or to the downside, or the Jackson Hole meeting, right? Those comments didn't do anything. And maybe it's the G20 meeting. I think it's this weekend in China. Our man Z would know that for sure. He is on the he is on the dot with regard to that. G20, is that the meeting? Is that going on maybe right now as we speak in China? Or maybe it's dim sum Sunday when they are doing that. I don't know what's going to set this thing free, bust it loose to either side out here. But it is really important to truly know the style market that we are trading in right now. And in that case, we're trading in a sideways-ish market. And that means that go ahead and, if you're an intraday trader, trade and respect, and whichever patterns it is, when you get your outcome, when you get your projection, could be a swing point, could be a seventh way, could be whatever it might be out there, go ahead and take that money off of the table. I can't tell you why these patterns work. I just know that they do work. And I know that they're the most consistent patterns. I can't just jump in this chair and go on the air and just simply give you put up a chart and tell you where I think something is going or why I just did this without conviction. I couldn't do that unless I relied upon those patterns that work over and over again. And you and I, we get to take a look at them on all different time frames. So you and I see them repeat time and time and time again. And yeah, there's nothing more bearish than a failed bullish pattern, and vice versa out there. So thank you, Jay. September 4th and 5th. So yeah, today's the 2nd. So tomorrow's the 3rd, Saturday. Yeah, 4th and 5th. So they're going to have dim sun Sunday. That probably kicks off the meeting. Hey, have you ever done, I don't know if you ever had a chance to get over to Hong Kong or China, but Hong Kong is the dim sum in you can find places, like San Francisco, of course, and in other places around the country, New York, I suppose. But dim sum Sunday, it's a cool thing. You talk about a family day out there, big, huge tables, and we around the carts with all this food, and it's really fabulous. Of course, when you walk out of there, I don't know, about 10 minutes later, you're hungry. It's kind of interesting. But anyway, my favorite just happens to be, haven't had one in a long time. It is the pork. It is the I think is it called barbecue pork? It's the pork bun. It's just called the pork bun. You can actually go to a Asian supermarket and find them usually in the freezer section, and you should try them. You should do them. Trust me. I know I don't eat them because I'm not. Because it's not on my plan anymore. But, I could break my plan for a Sunday for sure. Anyway, folks, there's nothing really here else to really, really look at. Let's go take a look at Lululemon, since we were speaking about potentially breaking, a workout routine and eating routine. And Lululemon would be the one that would gain from that, because you'd have to buy bigger clothing to work out. Hey, Lululemon here has been a really nice looking chart, right? If I take a look at the monthly chart out here, well, all it did was it made a 100% move by getting back to its previous highs. It's tired out here, and we've got to watch the NDX 100 with regard to that same pattern out here. Right now, today, Lululemon down with about 12 million shares. The previous swing point that it's testing had 3 million shares, so not really a good scene for Lululemon. If it gets below 67.08, it'll start heading to the 59 level. So, folks, have a fantastic Friday, fabulous weekend. Enjoy your holiday, and I'll see you on Terrific Tuesday. Maybe it's Turnaround Tuesday, who knows, but be safe out there and do something nice for someone. Take care, folks.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.